I start with my eyes quite a bit, but for today's look, we're going to start with the face, and I'm just using e.l.f.'s Power Grip Primer. For foundation, I'm going to mix the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop and the CoverGirl. So I first buff in the foundation using a stippling brush, and then I just like going in with my beauty blender to buff it all out. I'm actually going to do most of my sculpting with powders today, so I'm going to skip right to liquid blush. I'm going to use this Profusion blush in the color Bellini. It's a nice neutral shade to begin with, and then if I want to add any color on top of it, I can do so. You have to keep in mind the movie I'm referencing. She was pretty dirty throughout the movie. She was kidnapped by pirates and she still looked 10 out of 10. A little bit of concealer because we're not covering up too much. I just want to brighten up the center of the face. I think I'll set all these cream products with the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom powder. She had a little bit of pink to her face from being out in the sun. Using the Profusion Highlight and Contour palette, the middle shade down here is cool toned, and that's what I want to use to sculpt my face. Using kind of a smaller, denser brush, I'll pick up that shadow, and I'm just going to start buffing this right underneath my cheekbones. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit of the darker shade, this time on a bigger, fluffier brush. This will help us make it look like we got quite a bit of sun. I'll also put a little bit on the nose, lightly dust away any excess powder. She actually has like a dark brown smoky eye. Her eyes are actually the simplest part of the look. We'll use the same two colors we actually used from this palette, so picking up that middle shadow on a fluffy brush. I'll start packing that on the lid and then just sweeping it back and forth in my crease. Same color, smaller brush. I'm going to sweep that underneath my lash line and then into the darker shadow. But I'll focus this one more on the lids and not so high up into the crease. Same thing on the lower lash line. For the lips, I'm going to keep them quite natural. I'm using Baddest Beige from e.l.f. I think I'm going to try this Milani liquid lipstick in the shade 120. It's not as light and kind of has a cool undertone to sort of match with the rest of the makeup. But I'm just going to focus it right on the center. I want to add a highlight to my face, but I don't want anything with too many sparkles or too much glitter. So I think the Makeup by Mario Expensive highlighter is going to be perfect. I'll just use my finger to tap it on the highest points of my cheekbones and sort of around my eyebrow as well. You can see when it catches the light, it just gives a really pretty sheen. I think I can go a little bit lighter in the lips. I think hers were a little more pinky, where mine are a little more gray. So I'm going to add this just right in the center. And I'll just use my finger to buff it out. I actually have another video I'm about to film, but I need to set my face anyway, so now's the perfect time to try this. This is a No Filter Setting Mist by ColourPop. Never tried it. This was in their Valentine's Mystery unboxing. What is going on there? I know setting sprays you're supposed to shake up anyway before using them, but that didn't do anything to that line. But it has a decent... What's that smell like? I'm interested in looking up the scent of that because it's such a familiar smell. It is really pleasant. That, I'm not sure what's going on there, but we'll set our face. It's a microfine finishing setting mist that sets makeup with soft blurring powders for a flawless, perfected finish. Soft blurring powders. I wonder if that's like the powder inside that's kind of clumped up. Anyway, that's for the other video. We'll look further into that. I hope you guys enjoyed my version of No Makeup today. If you did, please go ahead, leave a like. Also, I would love if you consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next one.